Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another live stream. Today we're doing the DCTV show episode 50. So, big episode for us over here at the DCTV show, which is very exciting. So, that means we've done 51 weeks in a row of live streams, and I've only missed 1 week, so that's why it's not 51, it's 50. But yeah, welcome to the live stream, guys. I'm sure lots of you guys are going to be joining as we go through. Some of you guys are going to be joining afterwards. Most of you guys probably have been in live streams that we do weekly before, and you kind of know how it goes. But just to introduce it to everyone who is joining, I will explain what's going to be going on this stream. Obviously, I have a lot of notes in regards to Supergirl this week. That's going to be a big topic, obviously. Big episode this week, the Gauntlet. We've also got some news in regards to the Supergirl show that was rumored, some Stargirl stuff, and also some Armageddon Flash crossover news. Possibly Eric will be joining us. I'm not entirely sure as of right now, but I will let you know if I get any update. And yeah, so what was I going to do? So basically, how the stream is going to work is if you guys want to support and send in super chats, you guys can do that by clicking underneath the chat. There is the dollar sign, and you can type in any topic or question you have. It can be about anything. Obviously, it's great if you send them in at the start, and we can kind of go through them. But also, you can paste them throughout the stream if you have lots of questions. But yeah, your support is greatly appreciated, and I thank you to all of you who do that throughout the stream because it really helps me out and helps run the channel. But yeah, we have our watch in the chat. We've got Nathan, DC World TV, Ingrid's here, Maya's here, Sarah is here, Ben Flockton's here, Unspeakable BG is here. And so when your super chats are sent in, they're going to be popped up on the screen like this, like Sarah's message right here. And we'll be sure to stop what I'm talking about, and we will answer your super chat pretty much straight away. So yeah, lots of stuff to go through today. And just one final reminder. Remember, guys, we are going to be doing our monthly members live stream that we do every single month. In case you guys didn't know, I normally talk about it on live streams, not so much on videos. However, you guys can join and become a member by, again, next to the subscribe button, there is a button called the join button. You can just click on the join button and choose a tier. And any tier you choose, you can become a member, and you'll be allowed to come into our monthly members Zoom call that is going to be happening next week. So not this Saturday, it's going to be next Saturday. That's I believe when we're actually doing it. So now is the time to become a member if you want to become a member, because we're doing this month's, and then not long after we'll do the next. But yeah, that's if you want to support the channel on an extra level. I really appreciate you guys. And if not, thank you for watching the live streams, and thanks for watching the videos. I mean, it's more than enough that you guys do that. But I really appreciate when you guys go the extra mile if you can. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into today's topics. So let's start off with the rumored Supergirl show, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are here because I mentioned that in the title. So let's go ahead and start with that. In regards to Eric, if he does actually become available, he will join the stream. I've sent him the link in case he wants to join, but we'll see. He might be a bit busy, obviously, time zones and everything. It's like 4:30 in New York time. Okay, so the rumored Supergirl show. Now, this was something that was posted about recently in regards to Sasha Calle's version of Supergirl. She was obviously cast for the Flash film, and this was a pretty big deal because, you know, they were filming in London, and she was spotted out on the street, and there was photos, and then they released different pieces of information, and yeah, it was huge, and it's gonna be huge when the film actually comes out. And I can't wait for the film to come out to see this version of Supergirl, especially since Supergirl is going to be going away, the TV show. So we will have a version of Supergirl, which is great. And so there were reports that there was potentially an HBO Max show actually going on, which was very exciting because I do like the idea of continuing with another Supergirl show, even though it's not Melissa's show. It's a different show with another version of Supergirl. I just like the idea of a Supergirl show running, and I would totally be down for that. And as you guys know, there was a Supergirl film in the works, but it was supposedly rumored that maybe this film had been translated into like an HBO Max project. And so, yeah, that was the report, and that was coming from that hashtag show. So I told you in that video to take it with a big grain of salt, and I think I'll probably make a more in-depth video on this tomorrow explaining what's actually going on. But yeah, there was a report by my friend Andy from Screen Rant, and he's very reliable, and he's got sources in DC, in Warner Brothers, in HBO Max and everything, and he's confirmed, and I'll read this out. So I know there was a report last week about a Supergirl HBO Max series with the Flash's Sasha Calle, but sources confirm there is officially no such project in the works. Spread the word. So I fully trust Andy. He has been right about many things in the past, and I think you guys should take this seriously. And we all knew that it was rumors in regards to the HBO Max show actually happening. It's not to say that this is never going to happen. Like, there is always a chance that a Supergirl HBO Max show could happen because Warner Brothers and DC are pushing so hard for HBO Max to be a successful thing that they want DC projects. They've got like Batgirl coming out. They got Blue Beetle. Like, they're gonna not release them in the cinema, but they're gonna release them on HBO Max, and it's going to be a way to try and boost their service. So they need big shows. They've obviously got the Green Lantern show coming out. Superman Lois is kind of half on there as well. And so they're going to want DC projects because DC projects are big and some of the bigger stuff that they will do. And so the idea of intertwining a character that's going to be set up in a DCEU film like The Flash and, putting them into a HBO Max show by themselves, that's automatically going to garner a lot of interest by people, and that is by itself very, very exciting. So let me know, what did you guys think of this? Did you want an HBO Max show for Supergirl? Do you think it's still possible to happen sometime in the future? I definitely think it's possible, but for now, probably rule it out of the books, and it's probably going to be a film. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic. And again, you guys can send in any super chat questions or ideas you have in regards to Supergirl this week or anything else, and I'll stop and do that and talk over it. But let's move on to the next topic. Let's probably go on to Supergirl this week. So I'm sure you guys watch Supergirl. A lot of you guys are probably Supergirl fans. As we talk about, pretty much the last few streams, like since The Flash has been off, we've been pretty much talking about Superman, Lois, and Supergirl. So we're going to get into Supergirl, but in a minute. First off, we have a super chat, our first super chat of the stream from Owlwatch. Thank you so much, Owlwatch. He sends in a big $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, Owlwatch, once again, as usual. Our Watch says, was the Ezra/Grant Flash interactions ever amount to anything in the films? Did you see it coming? Also, will you cover Peacemaker? So that is a good question. So Ezra/Grant and their Flash interactions in Crisis on the Infinite Earths, will it amount to anything in the films? Well, there was reports a while ago that apparently the reason why Ezra's version of the Flash, why his Barry Allen calls himself the Flash in this new film that he's doing, that he's in, is because of Grant Gustin's Flash. And so they said that, like the filmmakers, I think it was maybe the director or one of the producers on the film said that. So it's very possible that, yes, it's going to amount to something. And people have been theorizing that Grant's version of the Flash is probably going to cameo at some point, even if it's a tiny scene. It would make a lot of sense if he did show up, especially because the DCEU is really trying to build their multiverse, and including one of the TV show characters is going to be huge. Someone like Grant, that's going to get a lot of attention, and it's going to get all the Arrowverse fans to go see this on top of the DCEU fans as well. So I don't see why not. It's like a win-win situation for DC, and I really hope it happens. And did you see it coming? No, I didn't see their interaction coming. But do I see it amounting to anything? Yeah, probably. And then also, will you cover Peacemaker? Well, if you guys are interested in Peacemaker, of course I'm going to cover it. And same goes for any DC show. I'll make a video if there's enough interest in it. Like, I feel like if Supergirl got an HBO Max show, everyone would be very interested in that. I plan on making Green Lantern videos when that comes out. Obviously, Superman Lois Season 2 is going to be a big thing that I'm going to cover. And then any other show you guys want, you just have to, I guess, be vocal about it, because if I don't see enough interest, naturally I'm going to be like, okay, maybe I should pass on this and focus on some other shows or other films like the Flash film or the Batman film or something like that. Like, I really want to pay attention to these big shows like on HBO Max and, the DCU films. Obviously, it's a bit hard, but leading up to the Flash film, I really want to make Flash videos because you guys are interested in the Flash TV show. So naturally, you would probably be interested in the Flash DCEU film. And so I'm excited. So I can't wait to cover it. And obviously, if Supergirl actually gets a film, 100% going to cover it. But it would be cool to get a show. And Peacemaker, yeah, if you guys are interested in that. Okay, Cal Rosso sends in a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Cal. Cal says, "Hi Ben, sorry, can't stay because I am at school. Sorry that I did it at the wrong time, Cal. But thanks for tuning in and thanks for supporting the channel, even whilst at school. I appreciate that. I guess you're in America or somewhere, 4 p.m. ish. But I guess if you're in, the southern parts of America, it's probably earlier in the day. So yeah, probably in school. Maybe that's where Gary is. I don't know. Maybe I need to start later every stream. But thank you very much, Cal. I really appreciate the support. Okay. Hey, Joel. Welcome to the stream. Let's move on to Supergirl. Now, you can send in your Supergirl questions or anything else right now as we're talking, but I'm going to go ahead and get into my notes. I've got a lot of notes about this week's episode of Supergirl. First off, I want to know your guys' overall thoughts on Supergirl this week. What did you think of it? And we'll go into specifics in a minute. What's a Peacemaker? Peacemaker is the new show coming out. It's a spin-off off of the new Suicide Squad film, if you've seen that, which is very good. So I know that Maya wasn't a fan of Supergirl this week, but me personally, I really enjoyed this episode because it felt like a story episode. It felt like, it's going to lead somewhere. Although there was points, and I mentioned this, I was in Eric's after party yesterday with Paigey. There was points in the episode that I had complaints, and I've had some complaints over the past few weeks. But overall, this episode was very good. I really liked it. The witch was a bit cringy at times, the Kryptonian witch, who was like a follower of Reign, not one of the main witches, but she appeared in Supergirl's past. I don't remember exactly when, but she came back in this episode, and she was a bit like teetering on the line of being overly stupid or like overly comedic, and obviously it was on purpose. But I wasn't, the biggest fan of that. That was like my main thing, but apart from that, pretty good, pretty enjoyable. yeah, I want to know your guys' thoughts. So start sending in the thoughts. Nathan says, I'm just going to be honest, the Totem Search is basically a copy of Legend Season 3 and also Marvel's Infinity Stones. Kind of painful to watch at times. Yeah, it seems I made that comparison myself in my mind. I was like, it's a bit similar to the Infinity Stones, but there is lots of in their defense, there is a lot of stories from DC Comics that is kind of like this. Sorry, I hit my mic. Where it's heroes searching for certain things that basically is like going to form together and create like some sort of ultimate power similar to the Infinity Stones. So I don't think it's necessarily them copying like Infinity War, but it definitely popularized the idea of searching for items that create ultimate power for sure. And Legend Season 3, yeah, the Spear of Destiny, I guess it's pretty similar. Aaron says, what are your thoughts for the Totem plot for Supergirl as the series finale? Do you think this is a worthy series finale? So I discussed this yesterday with Eric, but I'll reiterate it here. I think the Totem storyline is interesting, but I don't think it's like a final season story. Like it feels like just a normal season story where you'll be like, okay, fine, let's see what happens in the next season. Maybe it's going to be a more interesting kind of legacy story for the final season. Obviously, the last 2 episodes, you should be seeing some legacy characters coming back. Obviously, Lex, Mon-El, Win. We've got James as well, which is exciting. And so it's going to be quite nostalgic right at the end, but leading up to the end, it seems like it's going to be this kind of Totem story. And I don't think it's like the worst story, but I think it's just kind of like painfully average. Yeah, I guess that's how I would describe it. It's like a very average story that could have been done in another season, but they thought it was good enough to be a final season thing. So, yeah. Not like the biggest fan, I guess. Okay, let's move on and go to my first specific point about this episode. And again, just keep on chiming in chat right now. And if you have any thoughts, if you're watching afterwards, please be sure to let me know about like what you specifically think about these different points that I bring up throughout this mini segment. And again, super chats welcome, and I'll stop and answer them straight away. Okay, so we're back with this proper overarching story. We've got the totems, as I mentioned. The totems are all to do with different emotions or feelings. And next episode, I believe they actually pull up a board, kind of like a theory board, something like what they would do on the Flash, and they'll be like, okay, so like this equals this. Like you guys get the idea. So that's what's going to be happening, and they have all the potential symbols of what the item could turn out to be, because basically what the totems are is ultimate power hidden within inside like ancient artifacts, and these artifacts signify the different emotions. So like the slingshot signified courage. That's what it was this last episode. And we talked about how it would make more sense with this being linked to Kryptonian history for the totems to be in like some sort of asteroid maybe that fell to Earth and maybe was in someone's collector like edition collection somewhere, rather than being in like ancient Earth related stuff. I guess it's possible that they could have crash landed and like sculpted a slingshot for Goliath with the totem of inside of it. However, it's I guess I get the reason why they want to do like some ancient thing that has a significant Earth history, because people will know it. People kind of know who David and Goliath is, right? Even if you don't know much about it, you kind of get it. And it's a Legends of Tomorrow thing where they're like, yeah, let's go back and talk about the specific thing that we know that people have some sort of knowledge of. And so that's kind of what they're doing. But these are like signifiers for these different emotions. So courage, love, and then all the other ones, I've forgot what they exactly are. Maybe I can try and pull them up, because there is that image that I was talking about with the board. I can try and share my screen. Let me find the photo. Okay, I got the photo here. Let's share the screen. Okay, here we go. So you guys can see the courage totem. This was it, and this was the thing inside of it. Obviously, they don't know what's inside of it for these other ones, but there is, I presume it goes in chronological order. So there is humanity, and these are the potential ones. I think this is a Da Vinci drawing. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but different like symbols throughout history that potentially it could be in. This is truth. We can't see what's behind it. Destiny. Can't really make out what these are. Love. Some sort of symbol of love, like a ring, like a wedding ring of sorts. And some other sculptures and paintings. Dreams. That's a cool one. That's obviously going to be a dreamer kind of episode. And some other drawings of famous stuff. And then the final one is hope. So this is of sort of like, I think, angelic kind of people. Yeah, anyway, so this is kind of what's going on over here. Flashverse is here. Welcome to the live stream, Flashverse. No worries, and welcome back. Yeah, Kara is trying like Team Flash. Yeah, she is. They were ancient Kryptonian artifacts. The crystals were the ones that created the fortress. Yeah, I believe that they were these from Krypton. We saw that in the rain season in the season with rain, that there's Kryptonian demons and there's Kryptonian witches. It kind of shows just how close humans are to Kryptonians. Yeah, you bring up a point. That's a good point right there, Nathan. Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, let's move on to our next sort of point in this episode. So we have Nixley versus Supergirl as they try to control, and they ultimately end up splitting the totem of courage. And it's a big thing because, you know, Supergirl is able to contain her piece, and Nixley is able to contain her piece, and they have their fight. Well, not really a fight, sorry. They've got their challenges. That's what they do first. So Nixley has her challenge after Supergirl. Supergirl's challenge includes her going back in time inside her mind and being courageous on the night that she turned Supergirl. She never ends up actually doing it properly, and we don't know the exact way. Like, how could she be courageous to be... Was it innocent? Guys, remind me, what was it that Nixley said? It was courageous to be something. That was like the trick of it, like the twist of it. I'm sure someone's going to say in the chat in a minute. I totally slipped my mind right there. So while Supergirl is doing that, and they've recreated the scenes, and it's really awesome, it's very nostalgic, you have Nixley, who goes back to the day... I'll answer your question in a minute, Eric. One sec. Yeah, so Nixley goes back to the day that there was the coup that she was plotting with her brother, but then her brother betrayed her. So she... vulnerable. So it was to be courageous, to be vulnerable. That's it. And so Nixley was able to pass that because she was vulnerable, and she realized that she was actually able to break down, and this was like a good thing in the eyes of the totem. But in regards to your question, Eric, you actually have to go on the computer to become a member and click the join button. I will quickly share my screen because I'm on my phone here, and you can see normally next to the subscribe button, which would be like here, there would be a join button, but on the phone they haven't updated it yet. So what you'll have to do, Eric, is you have to do this. Don't mind while I do this quickly to help out Eric, guys, because he is looking to become a member, and obviously I want to help you out. So what you would do is, like here, even I, as you know, my own channel, I can click the join button. So it's next subscribe would be here. I'm sure you're subscribed already. You click join on the computer rather than your phone. That's an old video. And you can choose your tier, and you can join at any tier, and it's just a monthly kind of subscription thing. And the support fully goes to me, which is fantastic because it supports the whole channel, and obviously I put it back into you guys. And then you can join our monthly members Zoom calls, and also there is a couple of perks. I'm going to be updating the perks because not all of them I've had time to actually properly do, but I'm going to be coming up with some ideas for how to sort of make better perks for you guys. But I think the big one right now for everyone is the monthly members Zoom calls, because that's a thing that we've been consistently doing every month, even if it's like a few weeks late. We always do the members calls, and they are awesome. Like Nathan, who is in the chat right here. Nathan is like one of the coolest members we have, and we always have really great chats. So you guys can join us as well, and it'll be like kind of a one-on-one, obviously with a couple of other people as well, and we can talk about anything. And Al Watch is a new member, and Al Watch says, I wasn't on this month's Zoom call, but did you wear the bat jacket? So I didn't actually wear the bat jacket. I forgot, but I could potentially wear it to the next one. And if you guys want to see that, become a member. And Al Watch, I'm sure you're going to join this time, so maybe you'll see it. We'll have to wait and see. But that's on October 9th. We're doing the next members call on. Not tomorrow, but next Friday. That's when it's going to be. Okay, so let's get back onto Supergirl. Now, let me pull up my notes. So, yeah, we talked about the idea of them doing the challenges, and so Supergirl fails her challenge, Nixley passes her challenge, and she realizes that the cost of ultimate power by the end of the episode is suffering. And this is going to be continuing onto the next couple of episodes as we go on, because, it's going to be a big deal, because she's going to be trying to go after all the totems, Nixley, and Supergirl is going to be trying to prevent them. And obviously Supergirl is going to be much better and probably in a happier state than Nixley, because as it's said by Nixley in this episode, she wasn't able to, even though she was successful and she gained control of the totem, it actually took a toll on her sanity, on her mind. And so it's obviously always going to be a big thing, especially while she's trying to get all of these other pieces of the totem and everything like that. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. So Kelly, in this episode, she didn't really do that much, and that is kind of a little bit of a letdown, considering how big she was last episode, and it all the more makes last episode seem like a standalone episode. And we discussed this last night on the after party. I did like this episode. I thought last week's episode was actually very good, and it was very impactful. But it also was kind of at this expense of all the other characters, including Jean, which was a bit peak. But yeah, in this episode, Kelly didn't play much of a role, and there was a little bit of acknowledgement about the impact of what happened last episode, but pretty much we just went back to caring about the problems of tomorrow, and Kelly was kind of part of that as well. So Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like that last episode was kind of like an episode all to itself, and similar to like a Flashpoint situation, I guess you could compare it, um, but not entirely standalone because obviously it was to do with Nixley, but and also Kelly's story is continuing, but this episode was a bit less so, and I just think maybe there's a slight problem there somehow. But yeah, just a reminder for you guys, if you are joining now or just joined recently and you want to have your question featured on the stream, and obviously there is lots of questions in the chat. I do see them. I can see them right here. And I'll get through to some of them. But if you want your question to be answered right away on stream by me, and I'll give my thoughts and my theories on whatever you're talking about, now is the time to do it. We're about halfway through the stream. We're going to go up to 1 hour today. So, yeah, you got half an hour more, but I recommend start sending them in now if you have anything to do with Supergirl before we move on to our latter topics in the live stream. Welcome, Jamie. What did you miss? Was busy planning the new Life is Strange DLC. Oh, I guess that's a video game. I don't know much about video games at the moment. I'm very out of the loop. But I hope you like the game. We talked about the rumored Supergirl show happening on HBO Max and how that it's probably false. It's been pretty much confirmed. I'm going to make a bigger, more in-depth video on that hopefully tomorrow for you guys to watch. And you can watch my video from the other day where I discussed the possibilities and a couple of theories about that Supergirl HBO Max show actually happening. But I did mention take it with a grain of salt because it's very possible it's just a rumor. So we talked about that at the start. We also have been talking about Supergirl. This week's episode 13, The Gauntlet. And we talked about the totems, my overall thoughts on the episode, your guys' overall thoughts on the episode. How it's like a proper overarching story, not just like a standalone episode. And we talked about Kelly, and now we're going to move on to a couple of last things in this episode, and then I'll be purely taking your questions towards the end, and I've got like one more topic as well. So a big part of this episode was the scientist and her story, and also the way that people were infected by the courage totem and it affecting all of those people, including members of Team Supergirl. So it definitely had a huge impact. And Jamie literally points out something that is actually on my notes. I just wrote in my notes. I actually wrote John and Alex were priceless at being courageous. And then I put plus Brainy low. So yeah, I'm pretty much damn in the right kind of situation as you, Jamie. I'm thinking the same because, like, man, I was laughing at Jean so much. Like, Jean was super funny. The way that he was affected by the courage that he was given, that extra boost from the totem and the magic, it was so funny. Like, him just going around praising people, like praising Alex, and Alex is just going around being like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do anything to help anyone, and I'm going to face the dragon by myself and laugh. And Jean's just like, yep, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stand there and be courageous and be open, talk to people and praise them. And yeah, it was really funny. And then the coffee line, that was so good. Okay, so Brainy too, like the way he was affected was super low key, but like when it was revealed, it was funny. It was like the power to guesstimate. It was good. It was good. I really liked it. But yeah, the scientist story in this episode is big, and you know, she was affected by the courage totem, and she had the courage to punch her boss and get the funding and basically start the experiments without actually experimenting and like just harness lightning. And she was creating chaos all over National City. Obviously, she didn't know how dangerous it was, and she was kind of egged on by her extra boost of courage that she probably wouldn't have had normally, even though she was annoyed that her funding was cut from her research. It turned out deadly in the end with the lightning. It could have been far worse, but luckily Team Supergirl were there to help save National City when they needed them. But yeah, that scientist was definitely interesting. I liked the story. I thought it was a neat twist because she wasn't like a villain, but she was kind of like the villain of the week, causing the big thing in the episode, along with what was happening with Nixley and the Courage Totem as the overarching story. There you go. That's how you say it. God damn, I can't speak. But yeah, we have Nixley in this episode who is consistently going after the Courage Totem. She gets it, splits in half, and that's when it affects everyone. And Mitch is also playing a part in it. He did some reconnaissance for her, and then at the end of the episode, he is with her as well. But it's quite a heavy episode for Nixley, although, at one point she kills her dad, but then she realizes, oh, I failed the test. I'm going at this all wrong. And then, unbeknownst to her, she actually passes the test because she had the courage to be, emotional, or the courage to be, what was it? Someone said it in the chat. The courage to be vulnerable. That was it. I keep on saying innocent for some reason or something. But yeah, so she had a lot to do with this episode. And I'm not sure about her as like the main villain for the whole season. And yes, like Jamie's saying in the chat, Nixley and Lex becoming an item. Just why? That is the real question. I don't know why. But it's going to be funny, and I can't wait to see Lex back. John Cryer is so good as Lex, and I'm just so hyped for him to come back. And it's weird, the idea of this report that has been going out recently with Lex and Nixley. But at the same time, like, it's fine. I feel like it's gonna work out in the end. But yeah, Nixley, I don't think she's the strongest villain, and she's not really strictly a villain. She doesn't have that much of a gripe against Team Supergirl, although she had this thing against Supergirl just because of what happened in the Phantom Zone. But apart from that, her main goal is to get back at her family. So why is she kind of busy taking on Team Supergirl? I guess the whole idea is like Supergirl is trying to stop her from doing anything bad and killing anyone. But it's going to be pretty hard to, properly stop her. Okay, so yeah, we got a couple final notes in regards to Supergirl's episode this week, and then we'll move on to some Flash stuff for you guys. So Lena obviously has a big deal to do with like the last part of the season, and this last part is going to see her harnessing her magical powers in some way that was set up last week with her connection that her mum had to magic in the past. And so could this be a good or a bad thing for Lena's character? We discussed that yesterday on the after party, because obviously Lena's character is very driven by her intellect and driven by, the way that she can use her mind to take down villains, take down people like Lex. But now she's got powers and kind of following the path of other characters who are either becoming heroes or gaining some sort of powers. Is it kind of bad for her character? I don't know, but it is interesting that she is going to be getting powers, and specifically magical powers, because none of Team Supergirl actually... Sorry, I was yawning. very unprofessional, have powers that are strictly related to magic. So it will be cool. And it's going to be very vital in trying to take down Nixley, as it was said in this episode. And so at the start of this episode, Lena is very, against telling, Supergirl about her magic because she is a scientific person and she kind of has queries even within herself of like, is this real? Like, is this actually a thing that I should tell people? And is it a thing that I'm going to harness? It's definitely a very valid question, and I get why she was holding it back. But she does reveal at the end of the episode to Supergirl that she has powers, and she explains her mother's magical past, and it's obviously going to be a big thing going into the last 7 episodes or so of the season. And so it seems like the rest of the season is going to be Supergirl and her team going after the totems. And yeah, so it's pretty good right now. I think this episode was definitely one of the better ones this season. But yeah. Okay, so let's move on from Supergirl this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode as a whole. But reminder, guys, you can send in super chats as we head towards the back half of the stream. We got about like 15 more minutes or so. So now is the time to send in your final super chat questions. So if you have any super chats, all you need to do is go underneath the chat button and you click this $, and you can click send super chat and you can put in whatever your question is. The Flash getting delayed after November? I don't know. Do a Gary question or something. And yeah, that's a great way to support the channel. Also, you can become a member by clicking the join button and clicking any tier. And it's much appreciated if you guys do that. Obviously, only if you can. But keep sending in your questions via the chat as well if you have questions that you think are very interesting. It can be to do with anything. As we head into the last bit of the stream, I will be taking your guys' questions. So like I said, send them in now, super chats or chat. And I have a final few things in regards to the Flash to talk about. But first things first, we got Our Watch who sends in another super chat. Thank you so much, Our Watch. Our Watch says, where do you see Melissa's career going? Stephen has gone a step up with his Stars show, but what about Melissa? You see her going to movies? Also Grant. Grant right now, he's obviously going to stay with the Flash. Post the Flash, I think Grant's going to have lots of opportunities because he's a very good actor. And he's been the lead of one of the most successful CW shows out there. So he's obviously always going to be pretty high on people's lists, for maybe like a new TV show. Maybe he goes into films. Melissa actually, post Supergirl, she's got a deal with Warner Brothers Television. She's going to be producing stuff under her new production company banner that is going to be maybe on the CW. It's going to be on like Warner Brothers channels around, and they're going to be producing content, probably films and TV shows for HBO Max and HBO. So that is very exciting. That is where Melissa is going. She's going into the producing game rather than the acting game. Obviously, she'll probably return to acting at some point, but it seems her next venture is going to be producing. So that's kind of where I see her career going. I think, she'll continue to make films. Maybe one day she'll have a starring role in a TV show again. But definitely films, apart from the producing for Melissa, because, she's been in a lot of very, very good films. And I think after Grant finishes, he'll go into some films because he does films between seasons of The Flash as well. So that's what he kind of does. So thank you so much for the great super chat, Our Watch. I really appreciate your support as well. Okay, so let's go into the last couple of topics I have. And so start sending in your questions now. Go type in the chat. Any burning questions, maybe you sent them earlier and I missed them. Do it right now. Okay, so Jay Garrick, he is coming to Stargirl. They just released the photos. They are awesome. I need to catch up with Stargirl. I'm going to catch up with Stargirl before this episode comes out. I don't know if it's this week, but they released photos, so it's coming pretty soon. And in these photos, Jay Garrick is featured with the original Justice Society of America, which is super, super exciting. Because, we had his helmet before during the first episode of Stargirl ever. There was a teaser for Jay Garrick, but Jay never showed up on the show. But it turns out it's John Wesley Shipp's version of Jay. Don't know if it's like an sorry. I don't know if it's like an alternate version of Jay from Earth 2, or is it RJ that was originally from Earth 2 after Crisis, post-Crisis, and then he moved to another Earth. It's very possible he did that to get away from, the threats that were killing off the whole rest of the Justice Society of America. Yeah, I know, Nathan. I've been saying it for like 4 weeks now, catching up with Stargirl, but I actually need to do so. Yeah, but you did too. So I'm looking forward to Jay on Stargirl. And in regards to Armageddon, the actress who plays Mia Smoke, who is obviously, she was supposed to be the star of Green Arrow and the Canaries, Catherine McNamara, she actually teased by posting a photo. If I can find the photo, I will pull it up on my screen. That is the wrong one. I'll post a photo. Anyway, so Catherine McNamara, she is back, and she's from Arrow, so it's very exciting to see Arrow characters returning, along with obviously Diggle, who was in this week's episode of Supergirl. So Catherine McNamara back in a flash. Armageddon, here I come. Hashtag me a smoke. Hashtag Green Arrow. And here is the photo that she posted. She's all battered up and seems like she is on one of the sets. And so super excited to see people coming back and posting about all of this. Very, very exciting because Armageddon seems to be like it's going to be pretty big. And, it's great to see like characters specifically from shows that aren't on anymore, like Arrow, probably coming back. And I'm very excited about all of that. I'm sure you guys are too. And let me know what do you think about that. Obviously, we had the Atom. There were some photos recently. Black Lightning, he finished his stuff. Chris Williams did. And lots of stuff going on in regards to the Flash. I'm sure there's going to be some more set photos and everything. Maybe with some of Catherine McNamara on the set. That would be cool. As Mia Smoke, aka the new Green Arrow. But we'll have to wait and see for when those come out. Probably Canada Grass will have photos of them when those respective things come. Okay, so that pretty much does it for my main topics. Let's go into some of your questions that you guys have started to send in. Okay, so the first question comes from Path. Path says, how does Earth 2 have a history when it was literally born in January 2020? So basically what Crisis did, it didn't start everything from right at that moment. What it did was it basically erased the old versions of the Earth and replaced them with new separate Earths that maybe would have been elsewhere in the multiverse, but just it's like how Supergirl was on a different Earth to the Flash, but then Crisis just made them go, and merge them. And I guess it's kind of like that. It's like maybe there was a desolate Earth and they just merged this, and that's kind of what was going on. That is kind of a theory, but I don't think you would restart and start exactly at 2020, and that's when the dawn of man happens. They have to have some sort of history. Okay, so Our sends in a 199 super chat. Thank you very much, Our. He says, "Do you have any reviews coming up?" So, is this in regards to like DC films or TV shows? Like, obviously, we review Supergirl week to week. Um, Hopefully, I can catch up with Stargirl in time for the Jay Garrick episode. I really want to cover that. I'm hoping it's not this week because otherwise that means I need to watch like 7 episodes or like 6 episodes in like a very short amount of time. But hopefully not. But I definitely need to catch up. In regards to films and stuff, um, I have reviews that I've posted online. I do have a film channel that is in my like description. It's in my about page. Movie screeners, any popular shows. Yeah. So on my about page, I have a film channel, and you guys can go check out my film channel. I haven't posted there in a while. I think it's literally you can type in Ben Rolfe and you'll find it. I think I just titled it that. But I haven't posted anything in like 6 months, so I really do need to post something there. But yeah, I plan on probably doing like maybe a June review. I've seen June; it's really great. I'm seeing a couple more films like Last Night in Soho. Seen Halloween Kills like twice. Maybe I can do a review on that. So yeah, there's lots of films I'm going to be seeing. There's a film festival coming up as well. Yeah, but yeah, in regards to TV shows, nothing too big. Just Stargirl crossover and Supergirl week to week. But yeah, so thank you so much for the super chat. I'll watch, much appreciated. Okay, is Green Arrow and the Canary show going to be cancelled? Yes or no? Yeah, it is cancelled. That was announced a while ago, so hopefully that updates you. Do you think there's going to be a Kid Flash movie or TV show? I very much so doubt it. Maybe in regards to Bart Allen in the future, if the CW want to do that, that could happen. But I doubt Kid Flash with Keenan Monster. If Jay Garrick is crossing over in Stargirl, is he going to be both Jay and Grant's Flash or not? No, it's just going to be Jay for this moment. But then Jay is actually showing up. So John Wesley Shipp is also doing 2 crossovers this year. He's coming over to the Flash once again, and he's going to be in the Armageddon crossover as normal Jay as well. So, there's going to be lots of stuff. Okay. Do you think Emerald Empress was a better main villain from the 4chan leak than Nixley? I would have preferred a Legion storyline instead of these magic chasers. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I think that would have been a better storyline. I would have preferred something more Legion-like. That's what Jesse Ref kept on teasing, but kind of haven't got anything Legion-like recently. So yeah, I guess they changed their minds on that, or that was just like a big mislead. Our Watch says, yeah, I enjoy your DC talks, but movies and the industry aspect is really intriguing me, and you seem like a fun person to talk about it with. Yeah, I need to properly start, doing my film channel again. Follow me on Twitter because I do a lot of film talk over there. Our Watch. I think you do follow me, as far as I remember. I think I've seen you over there. But yeah, I talk lots about films there. You can see some of my reviews when they come out. I always post it on Twitter. But yeah, I wanna start doing my film channel stuff again. So if you want to see that, I will leave the link in the chat and go subscribe to my other channel, which is here. And I do like kind of reaction stuff and film related videos. I used to upload a lot more, and I definitely need to. I just have a little bit less time, and I'll get back into it. Okay, so Thank you very much. I'll watch the questions. Was Rosemary supposed to be Nixley in a code name? I thought it was Leviathan Leader they teased. I'm not sure, but I presume Rosemary was supposed to be Nixley because I remember Rosemary actually had powers. So I kind of guess it was her. Maybe that was the code name. Don't remember like 100%, but yeah, that's as much as I can remember. I feel like, yeah, maybe. Okay, so as you can probably see in the chat, we have Arrowverse Scenes, who has been a member for 9 months, and he is a super friend of the channel. Says it's been confirmed that Barry will chuck in 801. That's 100% confirmed. I can confirm Barry will chuck. But yeah, thanks so much, Arrowverse Scenes, for being a member for 9 months. You are awesome, my friend. And what do you mean there's only 4? I'm confused. But yeah, thank you for being a member. And anyone else who wants to become a member now, right during the live stream, pops up on the screen and it's cool. And I'll shout you out. But yeah, so we're heading into the last 5 minutes of live stream. So if you have any last burning questions, please be sure to send them in right now. Obviously, Super Chats priority. You guys know that. And just supporting the channel and everything we do here. I think the next thing that I'm going to do to improve the live streams is, so I have a camera and it's a really good camera, but I need like a cable that kind of goes from the camera into my laptop. And so I'm going to try and do that. And the quality is going to be really good. And it's going to blow your freaking minds. So, you know, that's coming up and I can't wait to do that. That's definitely an upgrade I want to do before the Flash comes out and we start again with live streams there. So I'm definitely going to look into ordering that thing, that cable that connects my camera to the live stream. So yeah, very excited for that. And I'm sure you guys are. Obviously, like, you know, my webcam here is not very good. Like, you can tell the lighting isn't. I do my best. Like, look at my light. Look, I literally bounce the light. So there is like a big light here. This is like an ambient light that fills the room, and I have like a pointed one. And I point it against the wall, and it bounces back so that it's kind of decent. But at the same time, it's very pixelated. It's very like noisy. So it's gonna be better soon. Trust me, guys. It's gonna be awesome. And Our Watch says, I do follow you on Twitter, but there's only 32. Well, there's 35 viewers now, and only 4 likes on this. So yeah, leave a like on the live stream. Does help out, guys. Please be sure to do it. Oh, it actually says there's 54 likes on my screen. I don't know why it hasn't updated. I guess you joined very early, Our Watch. But I guess mine's been updating. It's 54 likes, but like it if you haven't liked it already. Yeah, last 5 minutes. Will the Batman outfit be in the next member's Zoom call? I can confirm that the Batman outfit will be there if you guys want it and if you guys turn up. And so if you guys want to see the Batman jacket I got, I'll wear it in the members call, and you guys can join in. You know, maybe we can get Nathan or someone to wear like a Batman mask. Wouldn't that be funny? Yeah. So that pretty much does it. We are at 59 minutes now, and we got 57 likes now. So keep on liking it if you haven't liked it yet. And before we leave, you guys should wait. The only question is, who's gonna wear a Robin outfit in the call? Yeah, someone's got to be Robin for my Batman. Come on. Someone's gonna wear Nathan says, for all members soon, we'll be wearing DC costumes, so everyone who hasn't become a member, see our version of Zoom Justice League. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or at one point, we'll all have the DCTV show custom-made costumes. No, I'm joking. Custom-made T-shirts, and it's like members. So we're cool. You guys can go to Tesco and your DCTV show members t-shirt. Wouldn't that be funny? I do actually have a DCTV show t-shirt. It's very cool. It's very cool, but yeah, I haven't released anything. But yeah, that about does it for this live stream, guys. Thank you for tuning in the whole time. Thanks to everyone who supported. Thanks to all of you who watch my videos and just watch the live stream. You guys are super appreciated. And whilst we're here, remember, guys, watch my latest video. Just came out earlier today. This is the link. I'm going to send it in the chat right here. You guys can go watch it. It's to do with the Flash. They just confirmed that Bart Allen's returning and that Nora is returning later in the season. And I go into a couple of theories and stuff throughout the video. You guys can go check that out. It was uploaded earlier tonight, so that's why I'm linking it here, because obviously you probably saw this and you didn't have time to watch the video maybe, but maybe some of you guys did. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys watching it. Oh, shame they don't sell the DCTV show merch in Tesco. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I get a deal with Tesco. Okay. But yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week with another live stream. And remember, become a member so you can join our member Zoom call. So just, like an online chat. And that's going to be next Friday. So not very long. Okay. Catch you guys later.